Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel with a video and subject matter that actually kind of follows on from the Gaming Decade of the Week video. I wasn't going to make this particular video today. I actually had another video that I recorded late last night and I was pretty much worn for wear and I was going to upload it this morning. But then when I got up ready to do some work, I saw on the BBC News channel an item of news regarding online bullying in gaming. So I watched the report and I actually watched Victoria Derbyshire's show that actually featured the item as well. So here's my take on this. Okay, first of all, when the reporter basically stated that over half of young online gamers were subjected to online bullying in gaming, that kind of raised my eyebrow because I'm thinking over half. That can't be right. So as I looked further into the report, it was basically stated that the survey was carried across 2,500 young people between the ages of 12 and 26. So that's not over half. I'm sorry, it's not over half. It's a microcosm of the culture that is going on in gaming, which was more or less clarified and stated by Victoria as she went into the report and as she was in conversation with the guests, a game reporter from Eurogamer, the head of the charity called Ditch the Label, and a gamer, a black gamer. Okay, so it was more or less clarified that it was a microcosm of gamers that were basically interviewed. So they were kind of correcting themselves. So it was more or less like not so much like a clickbait item, but when she mentioned, and when Rory Ketland-Jones, the technology expert in the BBC, said, oh, over half of young gamers, it's like, to the uninitiated, to the ignorant, it's like, what? That's a serious issue. But for gamers, there's 70 million people, I think, or 70 million people now got a PlayStation 4. Or let's say 50 million, you know what I mean? Because that is more or less the figure. There's 50 million people that's got a PlayStation 4, right? I don't know how many has got an Xbox, but 2,500 people between the ages of 12 and 26, that's not even a microcosm of the culture. Okay, so here's the thing. These are the percentages from that microcosm of people surveyed. 57% of those 2,500 people basically stated that they received hate speeches. 47% of the 2,500 people said they received threats. And 40% of the 2,500 people said that they received unwanted sexual contact. Now, what do I say about that? Well, the simple thing would be just to put it into context. I mean, I've already put it into context with the amount that was basically surveyed in comparison to the amount of gamers that are actually playing, okay? Now, from my personal perspective, right, there's a few young people who are on my guest list. Wrong job, sorry. There are a number of young people on my friends list on my PSN. And I have to say that out of all of them, around 50% are very mature in their gameplay. There's a couple that actually plays games with myself and Hitman and the rest of the Inglorious Ballbag squad. And we're very conscious that when we game, as per usual, there is colourful language there. And we're more than conscious that it exists when we have a young person basically playing with us, And even though that person may say, don't worry about it, I hear it all the time, we are always conscious of the fact that we have a young gamer amongst us old farts of gamers. And it can be agreed, it can be concurred, I guess, from the person that cusses the most in our group, namely Hitman69. I think you'll agree. He will be the first person to say to any young person that joins our group of gamers, listen, thanks for joining, but we've got to tell you, I apologize for my use of the industrial language from the start. You know what I'm saying? So he's conscious of it. We're all conscious of it. But, you know, there's a warning there. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to the gamer whether or not he wants to stay in there or not. He or she wants to stay in there or not. Do you know what I mean? You know, because this is our escape. This is our freedom. This is our hang time. And at the end of the day, you know, we want to be able to express what we want to express within the game. You know what I mean? It's all part of the fun to be had in the game, you know. Yes, there's a code of conduct, but there's a code of our conduct that we keep to ourselves. And if you want to be a part of it, you know, you just got to be aware that that's what exists. You know, with YouTubers, you know, there's YouTubers that use the F-bomb every second, third word and punctuate their sentences with the F-bomb all the time. And they have millions and millions and millions of subscribers. And some of those subscribers are basically what? You know, 10, 12, 15, 17, 20, 25, 30 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's another part of the argument. So, you know, so we're always conscious of our language in terms of the words we utter just in general. I mean, you know, we cuss each other out, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way in the squad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like saying, okay, Vimesy, you know, he shits out exotics like no one else's business, which is, you know, I wouldn't say it's the truth, but it's just a visual image for people to basically have, because he always gets exotics. He gets more exotics than the rest of us put together. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's fair to say that he shits out exotics. That's what we say, you know. But in relation to abuse, we don't abuse anybody. I don't abuse anybody. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, because I always use manners first of all. But when they don't use no manners back to me, that's when I get annoyed, and that's when my tolerance just goes through the floor. And that's when my ethnicity comes out. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that is the positive in terms of my experience with young gamers. Now, let me tell you the negative element of having young gamers around me. There are some young gamers that I even have in my friends list up to this day, but I don't play with them. I don't play with them simply because of the fact that, you know, they could be in the habit of basically sending me friend requests, and I accept the friend request. You know what I'm saying? But the way how we met is a case where they would just jump in my party, jump in my lobby, you know, and have their music blasted in the fucking background, you know, and don't have no consideration for the people in my lobby. Do you know what I'm saying? That's abuse to me. That is abuse to me, without using a swear word or anything like that, or being racist or being homophobic or anything like that. That's abuse to my ears. When you don't show me no freaking respect, or you don't show the people that I game with no respect, that's abuse as well. I consider that. And that's coming from a child who don't know no better. And I always get that. It's like, well, you know, he's a child and he don't know no better and this and that. But let me tell you something, right? Still staying on the negative element, right? I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why there's an issue in relation to that. But there's some kids that have a lot of anxiety over simpler things like that. I mean, there was a case where a 12-year-old child hung himself because he was fearful of the punishment that he would get in returning an overdue library book. For fuck's sake. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, and that's got nothing to do with gaming. That's got nothing to do with abuse and all them kind of things. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, anxiety takes different forms, you know, in different scenarios, in different stages of your life. You know, and gaming is something that is just another platform for people to behave how they want to behave. I see people that just don't have no common sense in gaming, and that frustrates me. I just cannot abide people that don't have no sense of common sense in life, much less gaming. And it makes me frustrated and it makes me angry. But then when you're in a competitive setting, of course all that shit's gonna basically come out. But with kids, it's not just down to the kids itself. Now, this person who was the head of this charity called Ditch the Label, he was spouting on about the fact that, well, there's always a root cause. There's a root cause, there's a root cause, there's a root cause. Of course there's a fucking root cause to every fucking problem. But it's not a general root cause of why people are basically bullying online. I refuse to believe, right, that every person that bullies people online, offline, on street has been bullied themselves. I refuse that argument. I refuse. There's a percentage, but I refuse to believe and understand that the majority of people that bully have been bullied themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've been regarded as a bully because I don't stand for no fucking shit. You get what I'm saying? Now, if I was to stand to shit, if I was to basically accept shit that people give to me, then who's the fucking bully there? But because I'm standing up and saying, fuck yourself, move your blood clot from my face with them fuckery there, and they want to call me a bully.
Oh, where am I? Oh, God.
Happened to me in real life.
Sorry, guys.
Kids ringing down my freaking doorbell playing Knock Down Ginger. I'm walking up the street to tell their parents, look after your kids, control your kids, don't have your kids ringing my doorbell. Oh, you're a fucking bully. Why are you fucking bullying young kids? I'm not talking to the kids, I'm talking to you as their parent, but you want to call me a bully? Move your blood clot from my fucking door and keep your kids from my fucking door. Oh, you're a bully, you're a bully, you're a bully. You know what I'm saying? You know, so even me going about things the right way and talking to the parents about their children's behavior, I'm regarded as a bully. So the whole notion of bullying is not cut and dry, it's not cut and paste, it's not a general thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's different situations, and when people talk about there's always root causes to bullying, especially by young people, I refuse to believe the fact that, okay, you know, a majority of them has got their father beating up on their mother and taking drugs and all that stuff. Percentage, but not the entire freaking demographic. You get what I'm saying? I refuse to believe that. Some kids just haven't been brought up properly. Do you know what I'm saying? And some parents will basically buy them Grand Theft Auto 5 to shut them the fuck up in their house. But what they don't understand is that when they take on all of that and they're exposed to all of that shit, all of the abuse, all of the violence, all of that sexual content and behavior, where you can drive up to a strip club, get a prostitute, and she can give you a blowjob in your car. As a freaking 10-year-old watching that shit, it's gonna fuck their head up. It's not my fault. It's not my fault as a 55-year-old man. It's not my fault. So their head is fucked already, and it's based upon their parents buying them the fucking game. You know what I mean? You know, and then the head of the charity is basically saying, oh, well, parents need to have some honest discussions with their children in relation to their online behavior. Please. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. You got kids that will get your freaking credit card details and buy shit without you even knowing it, and you expect them to basically be honest to you about their online behavior? Kiss my ass with that shit. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You know, so in relation to online bullying, it goes across the board. It goes across the board. It's not just young people getting bullied. It's big people getting bullied. There's women getting bullied. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, just for the fact that they're women, right? But then, you know, I'm not going to let the women off lightly either, because women would basically play games and, yeah, because they're whooping your ass, you know, they say, oh, you got beat by a girl. So if you're saying that, you're basically saying that to suggest to me that I'm regarding you as the weaker sex in order to be beaten by somebody that is of the weaker sex, which is bullshit. You know what I mean? If I encounter a female gamer, I'm not taking it easy with her at all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, she has every right to be playing on her PlayStation and Xbox as much as a man has. You get what I'm saying? I don't make that distinction. A gamer is a gamer, is a gamer, is a fucking gamer. And gaming wins at the end of the day. So I don't give two shits at the end of the day. But don't bring your femininity and try and basically bring me down because you're a female and you're giving me fucking headshots time after time after time. You're skillful, I'll give you that, but it's not because you're a woman. You're fucking skillful. You know what I mean? You got good hand-eye coordination. You being a woman's got fuck all to do with it. So don't bring that you got shot by a girl bullshit to me. Straight up. Me know you know it. So, by way of lengthy summary, I will say this. Online bullying is never going to be eradicated. like racism, is not going to be eradicated. All you can do is stem the flow by moving from one environment to another environment that is best suited to the friends you have and the type of gaming that you enjoy. That is it, plain and simple. You see me? I'm a child of the 60s and I'm from the old school, back in the day where I can't even look at my parents wrong because they will bitch slap me to the other end of the freaking room. Nowadays, if you even suggest you're gonna basically do that to your kids because they're disrespecting you, I'm gonna call social services, I'm gonna call social services, and all that shit. You know what I mean? I saw in the news the other day, right, that a woman locked her kids in the car boot, while she was going shopping. Now, that is unacceptable behavior by a lot of people, but you don't know what the woman went through in order to say, you know what, I'm gonna fucking punish her. You know what I mean? By locking you in the boot of the car. Listen, I don't want the PC brigade to get on my case. I don't condone the behavior, right? But you don't know what was in that person's head to say, you know what, I'm not taking none of this shit from you. You know what I mean? You know, sorry. I think I use an example that's not best conducive. I think I use it to the extreme, but you know what I'm basically saying at the end of the day. I'm not gonna have my kids sit down and talk to me like how they talk to fucking big people while they're playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not having it. If you're gonna talk to me like that, it's like I'm digging your grave right now. It's a serious thing. I'm not having none of my children talk to me like I'm a piece of shit. And it's me and God help put them in the world right about now. And you're gonna talk to me like that in real life, much less on a freaking gaming platform? Nah, I'm not gonna have that. So if they can basically call me the N-word and call me motherfucker and this and that while they're 12 years old playing Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm cussing them out. And I'm cussing them out for the simple fact that they got punk-ass parents that don't have no fucking sense of responsibility as to the purchases of their fucking gaming. Because if you're doing that to basically shut them up in your house, you're being fucking selfish to yourself. And you're exposing them to a whole heap of shit that may or may not affect them for the rest of their lives. You don't know. You just don't know. But, you know, there's a root cause there. That's a root cause as well. You don't have to be beating your child senseless. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a drug addict. You know what I mean? There could be lots of middle-class parents that's buying their kids shit that's gonna affect them for the rest of their lives, and they don't know nothing about it because they just want peace and quiet from their kids, from their brats, from their scrotes, from their embryos. But anyway, question: what is your take on online bullying, especially in gaming? What are your experiences? What is your take? What is your opinions? Yada yada yada. I think I know what the consensus is gonna be based upon the age group of gamers that I know, but just let me know. Please let me know. I know I'm stating the obvious or I'm asking the obvious, but you know, I like some feedback and some dialogue as to what you feel. But anyway, it's with that, I'm gonna bid you guys adieu for now, and as always, you done know the coup, whatever the game, media, platform, format, genre, happy gaming, because that's what it's truly about, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls. It really is about happy gaming. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't be a part of the problem, man. Just be a part of the solution, as with everything else in life. So until I catch you on the next video, please, gamers, stay blessed. Magan.